Now, if you just bought a Whoop 4.0 or you're planning to buy one, in this video, I'm gonna cover every single topic from the hardware, the straps, the clothes, accessories, and the software that you need to know, how to get started and how to get going. Timestamps down below if you want to get started. This is gonna be a long video, so sit down, enjoy the ride. And if you do plan to buy one, use the link down below. You get $30 off your first month. The link is join.whoop.com/Shervin. Let's start with the straps. You just bought a Whoop. It probably came with a black strap. The black is usually the default when you buy. If you decide to buy a different color accessory, those are available too. We'll talk about those too. I have a ton of bands here. I'll kind of show you what they're like. I prefer the bicep strap, but some features just aren't available yet unless you wear it on your wrist. That's all gonna change, but at the time of this recording, the strength trainer does not work when you're wearing it on your wrist. And the first thing you wanna learn is how to wear your Whoop strap properly. We're watching season 10, and Sabalenka here has a Whoop. She's a professional tennis player, and if you look right there, she's wearing it backwards. Sabalenka, if you need me to come do a full in-person Whoop tutorial, I'm happy to. But this is why you're watching this video. I want you to make sure you're wearing your Whoop properly to make sure you get the most accurate results. The Whoop text needs to be facing you when you're wearing it on your wrist or bicep. And you want to make sure that you're latching in the system the right way. It should slide in relatively easy, right, when you slide it in. And then the other side, if you're changing the band, you can slide that off, unhook. You'll grab it, and you'll notice that one of the sides is a little bit longer. Make sure it slides in real gently. If it's a little hard to do, you're probably putting it in backwards. This will loop around, right? If it got unhooked and you're a bit confused, know that the Whoop is going to wrap all the way over the sensor and the logo is going to be on the end over here. So if you're like, uh-oh, these things got unhooked, how do we do it? You want the top of the curve to be facing upwards. We'll take this strap and hook it up and over because it's more like a mountain and not like a concave base. And then I will take this bottom piece, spin it around, and I'll slide one side in. And then I'll slide the other side in. And now you have your Whoop strap. If you want to practice clicking it in, you can reach it over. Click, you're good to go. If you need to open it up, unclick, slide it onto your wrist. Ideally, you want to wear it on your non-dominant hand, so left side for me. And you want it about 1 inch from the top bone up here. So I try to keep it at least 1 inch away. That's gonna help maximize the accuracy, as well as making sure that it's on there, not too tight where you're stopping blood flow, but it's firm and it's strong and it's in place. Also, make sure to wash your Whoop strap, take it off from time to time, clean it. It's important, like it's very easy to wear 24/7. Cool, not a big fan of the black strap. We're gonna go with pink, just so you can see it easier. But here we go, right? Maybe it's backwards. As you do this more often, you'll figure it out. Just know this can be a little slippery, like it slides in and out. So I like to put my finger on one side, slide it through, it gets stuck. We wrap this around, we hook one side in, we hook the other, all the way around. Now it's ready. When you need to tighten and loosen it, always want to be wrapping over, whether it's with a locking mechanism or the loop, right? If this comes fully undone, wrap over and then under and then back in. So be mindful about that. That's gonna make sure that your Whoop is as secure as possible. I'll slide it on, boom, and now we're in. The Whoop is facing me. I can read it, right? It should be the right way where you're like, I can read that, not someone else. And then you're good to go. The Whoop is on. Hair, tattoos, skin color, tightness, the weather, skin perfusion can all impact the heart rate accuracy. Turn on your notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Strava, and Twitter at Shervin Shares. If you prefer the bicep strap like I do, you can just take it off. Let's see how fast I can do this. Am I a pro? Am I a pro? This side, here we go. Let's put a timer on screen. How fast can I swap bands? I should be able to do this relatively fast. All right, then we slide it on my bicep. Same thing, I make sure to tighten it up. Boom. Now it is on my bicep. I have a nice, beautiful tan. It's firm, not too tight. I prefer it here just because I forget that it's there. And then now I can forget about it. In terms of bands, there are multiple bands. There are like bright color bands that you can get. They're all kind of stretchy. You have your bicep bands, which you can get dark. This is the kind of like dark gray one. You can even swap out the metal piece if you want to. If you prefer like a black or white one, you can unhook this top piece and use one from a different band. This is the black bicep band, and I swapped it out for the white trim. I have an all white band. You can kind of see the dirtiness has settled in on this one. I stopped wearing this as much because it just gets dirty pretty fast. Same thing you can notice here. I'll take the white one off of my bicep, and you can see how much different the colors are in terms of as it gets dirty. And you can't really like change the coloring. Once it gains color, that's just how it is. So you gotta own the character or get a darker color. There's the red, white, and blue one. I like to wear this one on 4th of July. This is the kind of like bluish one. Pretty nice. I don't wear that as often. This is one of the luxury bands. It looks just more sleek. It's got a shinier hook as well as cover. And then it's like this navy blue, like that for special occasions. The Buttery Bros band. I like this one, but it's gotten dirty as well, so I don't wear this as much. And this is the new Hydro Band, I think it's called. It's supposed to be better in terms of when it gets wet and things like that. I love the bright orange color and see how this performs. But it's supposed to do better when it's like you're getting really sweaty, really hot all the time. But for the most part, these do slowly dry if you shower with them and if you get wet with them, so keep that in mind. These are the two most common ways to wear your whoop strap, but there are plenty more. Now, I've tried to swim, like for example, the Hydro Band, but if you're fast and if like, let's say you're doing butterfly, you push off the wall, you dive, or if you're surfing and there's a lot of like waves, this can actually come off. I've had it where I like push off the wall and my whoop will just like flip over, or it just unhooks and falls off because there's so much water tension. The alternative, this is what the Hydrosleeve looks like. You will actually, it's literally just a piece of like kind of like plastic almost, or silicone. This is the size that I got, and what you will do is you take your whoop off, you just get the hardware. And one thing to note, when it comes to charging, you can only charge it on these bands, bicep or wrist. But when it comes to using the Hydrosleeve or the next things we'll talk about, like the clothes, you won't be able to charge it while it's inside your clothes. So you have to take it back off, put it on your wrist to be able to charge it. So what you want to do is actually put this underneath. I like to keep the Whoop logo facing up, and then slide this onto your wrist with the Whoop in there. It's a little bit harder, but this is the process that I do. So if I'm gonna go swimming or surfing, this is probably the best thing to have. Make sure the Whoop is facing the right way. Put the Hydrosleeve all the way on. Make sure it's tight as well. If you need to pull it up a little bit higher on your forearm, please do. Bam. So now this should protect it a little bit more, right? If water is pushing you back and forth, it's less likely to fall off. So this is kind of what the Hydrosleeve looks like. You're going to have that bump as well as these kind of rough edges on the front and back. But this is what it will be like. And there's multiple colors as well, and then I can just roll it off. Make sure not to lose the sensor. But this is what all the hardware, Bluetooth, everything is in there. Now you're like, okay, that's cool, but what about the clothes? That's very interesting, right? We have shorts, we have underwear, swimsuits, and bicep sleeves. So this is great if you're doing any kind of contact sports. It's gonna protect it around here. And what you wanna do is actually invert this. I highly recommend you put the Whoop in first before you put the device on. That includes swimsuits, shorts, underwear. Go ahead and slide it in. Make sure that the heart rate monitor LEDs are facing out. Then there's a little Velcro, you will tighten that. I'll invert it, and then I like to keep the logo facing up. And then now, if I'm playing soccer, jiu-jitsu, anything where I can't have something protruding or it's gonna be dangerous or it's gonna fall off, I don't want it on my wrist or my bicep, you can put it inside the sleeve, and now you're good to go. It's pretty well protected, right? I can try to knock it off or move it, and it's not gonna move a lot. Next, you're like, what about swimming? I like the Hydrosleeve, but it's not effective. Yeah, there's still cases where with this, I've had it fall off because I swim too fast. Sounds like a me problem. But they have these jammers as well as female swimsuits. I wish they had like a, brief size swimsuit. And these jammers, the legs are really long. They're okay. I'm not the biggest fan, but they work. And what you can do, once again, they have one of these pockets right here. You go ahead and slide in the Whoop. Make sure the LEDs are popping out a little hole they have. You're going to have a little bit of a bump, right? This is going to protrude a little bit, but the logo is right exactly where that is. And then you can go ahead and put this on. It's got strings for you to tighten the waist, but this is what it looks like. The legs are relatively long. I think they're a bit too long for my legs, but the waist fits me. This is a 34. Overall, it's a decent swimsuit. It's not a performance suit, so it's going to hold water a little bit. Might be good for training, but this is what the Tier Whoop collaboration swimsuit looks like. I'd love to see some briefs. Next up, shirts. Maybe you don't like the arm sleeve, but you still want to wear it in your shirt. I have two shirts. I have this olive green that Katie Type A actually gifted me. Thank you, Katie. It says Whoop on the front. Same thing with the black. It's same design, just different colors. They feel very, what's the word? Performance wear based. They're not cloth or anything. They are probably not going to be moisture sweat wicking, but they will be sweat resistant, I think. They're super stretchy, but they're both built the same, where it's going to be on the left side. It's going to say Whoop body. You'll see that same square right there. And what you want to do is flip it over. Same thing. You'll slide the Whoop in. Always do this before you put the clothes on. Boom. And then you can go ahead and put the shirt on. This is an extra large. I think I'm 6 feet, 210 pounds, and that's the size I wear. It's definitely very tight on the chest, but this is what the shirt looks like. And yeah, I don't wear this as often either because you do have to put it in, take it out. I think it's an extra step and I'm kind of lazy, but it can be valuable if you're want to have the Whoop in your clothes and not worry about it, right? If it can't show. And you're like, well, what if I can't wear a Whoop shirt? Well, we got a solution for you, and that is Whoop underwear. Let's say you're doing a soccer match, a modeling gig, and you want to wear your Whoop, but they're not allowing you to wear anything on the outside. Most likely, they should allow you to wear underwear, unless it's a different kind of shoot. But this is what the underwear looks like. I think this is kind of the everyday wear. Very thick waistband. I think these are size medium, and they're a little bit too tight for me, to be honest. Probably should have gotten size large. This is the more active style. It's got the black waistband. I also don't wear these as much. If you don't wear the Whoop, like, it gets a little itchy around this area on the waistband, so I don't like wearing this as much, but I think you can get used to it. Once again, you would slide it in, right? Make that sure that's the first thing. And then know that, like, if you're sitting down, this is gonna, it might think you took a nap. That happened to me once where I was like at the desk and I wore the underwear like all day, and I was just working at my desk and I thought I took a nap because I wasn't moving, right? When you're sitting, you're not moving. You're moving your arms, but you're not moving your hips. So keep that in mind. This is what the Whoop underwear looks like. Maybe if you're working out and you want to wear it around that area and you have other clothes that you're gonna wear on top of it, this is a good option. Put your band somewhere where you're not gonna lose it, and then when you're done, take it out, put your band back on. So you kind of have to carry your band with you while you're wearing whatever device, depending on where you're gonna swap it back out. Underwear is not the only thing they have, but also workout shorts. Maybe you're like, I want the full experience. I want liner, I want shorts, and I want Whoop logo. This is the blue one. I think they're pretty nice. They have two major size pockets right here, where you can put smaller devices, like maybe your keys, things like that. And then they have a string, so you can tighten the waistband. And it's a relatively stretchy waistband, right? It's pretty firm, pretty good. And they have a spot right here, right? You can slide in your Whoop 4.0. I think we're kind of getting redundant with all this. Boom. Put the waistband, put the shorts on. It's got liner, so you don't need to wear underwear. And then it's got the shorts on the outside, so you can work out with that. Take this off, put your regular clothes back on, toss this in the laundry. These are the black ones. Pretty cool. Whoop logo, a little more discreet, not as bright. Also, very interesting. But do I wear these? Not very often because they're kind of thick. If you try to roll this up into a ball, like, I can't fit that in my hand. If you look at the size of this, it's pretty large. My favorite shorts right now are these like Lululemon, super tiny shorts. They're very thin. These are kind of running shorts. They have liner built in. And if you just look at the size difference, look at that. It's almost half the cloth as the Whoop. This is the Whoop. This is the Lululemon. Honestly, I like this because it's so much lighter. If I'm running, working out, it feels like it's not there. Whereas this is kind of thicker. Maybe if you like more protection, you feel like you don't want to be naked, this is probably the option. If you want to feel like you're naked and just work out, this is the way to go. There's no Whoop 4.0 tracker in here though. That'd be interesting. Lululemon Whoop collab. Cool. We talked about all the ways that you could wear your Whoop. What about charging it? I see a lot of people, when they first get their Whoop, they're like, I need to charge it. They take it off their wrist, and then they'll slide that in on here, and they'll let it charge off of their desk. They'll slide this on, and it'll be plugged into the wall, and then be like, my Whoop is charging. You do not need to do that. You can actually just charge it on your wrist. So go ahead, leave your Whoop on your wrist. Make sure the Whoop logo is facing you. Grab your charger. Doesn't matter which direction, slide it on. And then double tap to get the battery level of the charging puck. Light of the Whoop. It's going to be facing inwards. That's why you want the Whoop logo to you. So I like to have two charging pucks because I'm infamous for losing these. They are $50 each. I try to keep one at my desk and one that I travel with. But I'll make sure to charge this device. You can shower with these now. The old model, it was circuit-based, but these are wireless charging based before you plug it back in. They are USB-C, which I really love. If you do jump in the water, it's fine. Just let it dry. Whereas before, if you did shower with it on, it would ruin the charger puck. All right, next. Last hardware piece are fun accessories that you can buy. They do have a sleep mask that you can buy. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe Whoop will send me one. But then they also have blue light blockers. They sent me these. Really appreciate it. If you are a fan of blue light blockers or you want to journal and understand, does blue light blocking help fix your sleep? We'll talk about that when we get to the app. Great accessories that you can buy. They're just like most other blue light blockers, just different style. They look cool. I love the style of these. If you don't like the style, you're not going to wear it. Don't buy it. But these I like. This is what they look like on my face. But they're not too dark. They have the red tint. And I love these. Should I just wear these for the rest of the video? Now, that is all the hardware stuff. So let's talk about the app. Pull out your iPhones. Get it ready. Grab the Whoop app here. Go ahead and open it up. And there's a ton of things that you can do in here. But we're going to go through all the features that are available here. If you want to refresh and get updated data, you can just swipe down just like you would on most social media apps. You're like, I need more. Tap on the top right to see your Whoop device. This is where you can actually name your device. You can see when it was last synced. And if you want to broadcast the heart rate, for example, at a gym or if you want to capture the heart rate in a different device or app, you can broadcast it. Let's turn that off for now. Advanced, you can do a firmware check, reboot the device, erase the device. If you have any issues, this is a great place where you can do some troubleshooting. And if you ever do have some charging issues, sometimes I have found that if I plug this into the charger, it kind of like boots back up again, so that can help. Or I'll plug this into a USB-C port on my computer, and that can also help boot this up again. But they've done some software updates, so these should be working a lot better. Boom. On the top left is your profile. This is where you can kind of say, you can see your level, how many workouts you've done, your most common style of workouts, your overall sleep performance, and like high level trends. I can see my all-time data points, which is really cool. I've been using this for almost 3.5 years now. Comment down below, what level are you at right now? Now on the homepage is where you're going to see your recovery score and your strain score. Strain is out of 21 and the recovery is out of 100%. And then your heart rate variability, which is HRV, as well as your sleep score. Did you get enough time of sleep? If you want to share any of that data, you can tap the share button. You can send it to your team. My team is linked down below if you want to join our team. Shervin shares team right there. Right, and I can go ahead and send my recovery to my team. Let's see if they respond to me. There's a whole chat. You can reply to each other. Inside, you can see the info. We're at 365 members. Look at that team, baby. We're growing. We have also a strain ranking page where you can see everyone's strain from today, the past week, as well as monthly. So you can see who's like ranking and working out the most, who's recovering the best. So it's fun to have a little bit of healthy competition. I love this part of the app. You can go ahead and share other charts that you want within the team app as well, or go ahead and tap plus and I can share photos from my photo reel. If you want to join a team, you tap the triple dots. I can say add team members. You can go ahead and copy this team code right here, or I'll try to have a link down below. So on the community tab is where you can also access these teams. You tap the triple dot, you'll enter my invite code and you can join my team. There's a whole bunch of cool little articles, podcasts you can learn up here from this tab. I've joined a ton of teams over here. And then let's go back to the homepage. The things I love about here is the health monitor. If you want to see the most important metrics, this is kind of where I would look. Health monitor. I can see my blood oxygen, respiratory rate, resting heart rate, HRV, and my skin temperature. The longer you wait on the screen, the more this graph will update with your heart rate. And then I can even share a PDF health report, right? If I want to send this to someone or my doctor, that will load right here. Boom. And this is kind of what the PDF health report will look like. There are bounds, right? If you're within bounds, all of these are going to show green. If anything is out of bounds, it's going to be yellow, and it's going to be red if it's way, way out of bounds. Right below that, you have sleep. Go ahead and tap sleep. You can see how you slept last night with all of the sleep stages, as well as some sleep metrics at the bottom, like wake events, efficiency, respiratory rate. If you need to edit your sleep times, tap the triple dots, tap edit. If you're like, oh, Whoop kind of got it wrong, I actually went to bed 1 hour earlier. You can update that here and tap save, and that will update all of your sleep metrics. It's going to be more accurate with your sleep stages if you can make sure that these sleep and wake times are accurate as well. If you need to start an activity, it's going to get your GPS location if it's an outdoor activity. And you can even activate the strain coach, which will tell you how much strain you need to put in that workout to get your optimal strain. Right, here's a little graph of where I need to be. I typically start and stop my workouts on my Apple Watch, and I have that automatically import to the Whoop. So I'm not using this feature as often. But if you don't have another fitness tracker, this is a great way to track your run, like pacing distance on your iPhone, as well as getting your heart rate data and your strain data imported in here. Right, and there's a ton of options. These are all the options available. You can kind of go through it. They have a ton of categories. You can see the strain-based ones, the recovery-based activities, and the sleep-based activities. There's some really cool like Whoop guided sessions as well, which we'll talk about it too. And then here you'll also get some updates. So if there's some kind of update, it'll show up here. It says new impact unlocked. I can tap that. It goes into my coaching tab with insights, and it'll say, look, your sickness is actually ruining your recovery by 12%. That is what we have noticed. So my broken foot has ruined my sleep by 12%. I can see morning sunlight improves my sleep. If I get enough hours of sleep, it goes up. Prescription sleep medication is a sleep supplement that I'm testing. Seems to improve my sleep. CPAP machine, that I use for my 8 sleep. Using my phone in bed. Alcohol, extremely bad. Alcohol is probably the worst thing for my sleep, so I need to stop doing that. And then I can continue to log other things like blue light blocking glasses. There's a variety of updates that you can make. So how do you activate that? Go home, go tap the plus sign, find my journal. And this is where you can edit what you want to journal. And every time you open the app in the morning, it's gonna pop this up and tell you to say yes or no to all these prompts. It's pretty fast to do. Tap the gear icon and you can see the endless list of things that you can test with, right? There's so much stuff on here. If you wanna understand how does your phone usage in bed impact your sleep? How does not eating near bedtime impact it? How does alcohol impact your sleep? Or maybe some supplements that you're taking. This is the most powerful feature on Whoop. I highly recommend you use this. Pick 3 things, not too many. Start small, right? Activate them, and then you can see, all right, is my ADHD medication, is caffeine late in the day, is food late in the day, added sugars, right? There are certain things that will also be pre-filled via Apple Health, as you can see here, like fats, carbs, calories. If you're using an app like Chronometer, MyFitnessPal, which inputs your food that you're eating into Apple Health, that will automatically get pulled in the Whoop. So you don't even have to think about it, and it's gonna journal it for you, right? I think that is really insane. There's a whole bunch of reproductive health, sleep, status, supplements. You can test it all and understand your body even better. All right, behavior change is the most important thing, and I think Whoop has done an amazing job of providing a feature that's going to allow you to understand what works and what doesn't work for your body, because everyone's different. All right, going down here, you're going to see some key stats like your HRV, your sleep performance, which is based on like how much sleep you got, your total calories burned for the day. If you watched my calorie testing video, know that all trackers are going to be different. And then the stress monitor. This is a relatively new feature, but it's going to give you a value between 0 and 3. So if you want to understand what level of stress you're in, I'm at a medium, 1.3, which is nice. And I can see kind of the averages throughout the day, when I'm not moving, when I'm sleeping, what it's like. And then there's 2 actions that you can take based on that. So if you want to increase relaxation, you go ahead and tap that. There is a breathing rate that you can select, a couple of options, the duration that you want to do this breath work for. And then our Lord and Savior, Dr. Andrew Huberman, is going to lead you through that breath work, which is really neat. So you can tap start exercise. So it's going to show you a visual of what you need to do for the breath work, right? This is just about helping you relax a little bit. I love this experience. And then it's going to actually track that session and put it inside of your Whoop, right? If you want to increase alertness, same type of thing. It's going to be slightly different. You have your breathing reps, the number of rounds that you want to do. And once again,
there are a lot of ways to feel more alert. You could, of course, have a cup of coffee or go out for a run or get a good night's sleep and wake up the next morning feeling rested. However, many people wish to increase their levels of alertness on demand. And respiration or breathing is a very powerful and direct and fast way to do that. There's a particular pattern of breathing or respiration that's especially effective at increasing your levels of autonomic arousal, aka alertness and focus. And that's referred to as cyclic hyperventilation. Cyclic hyperventilation.
Cool. So if you want to start cyclic hyperventilation, all the benefits are here, and it's going to be led by Dr. Andrew Huberman. Right, you can tap the gear icon to turn on and off the daily stress summary. I turn it off because less notifications the better. I can see my daily stress over the past couple of days, what it's been like. It just helps me understand. I know when I'm working out, my stress is going to be high. You can see right here when I'm sleeping or napping, it's lower. And if for any reason it's high, like in this part of the day, I'm like, why did it get so high? Maybe I had a meeting or something and I can understand maybe I should try to avoid those types of calls. Then below that is your strain and recovery correlation. So if you're not recovered well, do you really want to push yourself? In most scenarios, you want to be mindful, right? This shouldn't dictate how you train, but it can give you an extra data point on how are you training and how is it impacting your overall load. So if I do have a lot of red days in a row, I'm probably not going to keep pushing myself to a high level of strain. That's kind of the homepage. Now sleep. Let's talk about sleep. This is where you're going to see how much you slept, your sleep stages, and a whole bunch of other data. Just swipe to the right. You can see like what impacts your sleep performance and how you can improve your sleep, what the sleep stages are. And the sleep coach can help you define when you want to go to bed. There's a ton of really fascinating features here. So you'll get overall general trends and statistics, how much sleep you need versus how much sleep you actually got, the time you spent in bed, and if it was restorative sleep. All right, this is how sleep need is calculated. This is the total hours of sleep that I had. And if I want to set an alarm for tomorrow in terms of sleeping, I would go to the coaching tab. Okay, so ever since I recorded that video and haven't had time to publish it yet, but now there is a new Whoop coach. They're using ChatGPT AI with all of your Whoop data to give you really cool information. You can kind of talk to your Whoop coach and get an understanding based on your recovery score, sleep, and like fitness and everything. So I'm going to show you how that works. The app has slightly changed. We're going to try to update these beginner guides every year. Now, once you're at the homepage, I know my recovery is not good. Haven't been sleeping well. They're going to show you kind of tips right here. It's going to say, hey, low recovery. Even if you feel fine, it's possibly that you're showing signs of fatigue and stress. So slow down. We can swipe these all away. It's going to give me new things every day. If I want to ask my Whoop coach questions, like here, it's going to give me some ideas of what I could ask. Like, what are ways to achieve optimal strain? Benefits of achieving optimal strain. How do I boost my recovery? And how does Whoop measure sleep? So let's do how does sleep boost recovery? Now what's happening here is the Whoop coach, which is in beta, it's going to use ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, super magic stuff, and it's going to start to test and send me. It's going to start writing all these things about my sleep and recovery based on all of the data that Whoop has. So the Whoop data plus ChatGPT is being merged into this conversational chat bot that I can kind of understand my sleep, recovery, fitness, and just the Whoop app in general. How can I improve my sleep quality? Like, that's a great question because everyone's gonna get a different answer based on the things that you've logged into the app. So the journal feature is hands down my favorite thing. I highly recommend you use that if you get the Whoop. If you're not using it, there's something wrong with you. But here it's gonna show me consistent sleep schedule, morning sunlight, avoid late night stimulants. So no caffeine after 2 p.m. is a rule I follow. Create a sleep friendly environment. Let's ask it like, what helps my recovery the most? So these are very powerful kind of habits that you can instill. And now I want to get a little bit more of a custom based question. So let's see if let's see it use my actual journal responses to give me very specific feedback based on me. So there we go. Based on your data, here are the activities. 100% sleep performance gives me plus 6% recovery. Morning sunlight is 5%. Consistent wake time is 5%. Prescription sleep medication, which is like a sleep supplement, gives me 3%. Meditation, 1%. Consistent bedtime, 3%. So I know which ones I should prioritize and do more of. Now, how can I achieve optimal strain? So let's ask it a fitness question. So now it's going to use past data from exercises I've done and what my average heart rate might be, and it's going to give me exercises of what I can do to achieve optimal strain or just get a light workout in for active recovery. When do I get the most deep sleep? It's a little slow, but it's in beta. Take it. Oh, here we go. So I tend to get most of my deep sleep during the early parts of my night. Keep track of my data. How can I improve my deep sleep? That's a great question too. I love that it feeds me questions to ask. Right, and there are a lot of foundational habits that most people can follow. Right, there are some things that are extremely impactful, like limiting alcohol and caffeine, consistent sleep time, creating a really good sleep environment. So this tool just makes it easier to understand these things. You can ask it questions and quickly get those questions answered based on kind of general data as well as specific data for you. Also, we're trying to beat Alex Costa in the Whoop team, so go ahead and join. We're about 500 people away. Remember, my Whoop team code is down below, as well as we'll put it right up here. And if you join the team, make sure to chat, jump in there, let's have a conversation. I want to beat Alex Costa, so let's do this. We just need 500 more of you. Now this is the fitness side of it, right? When you're awake during the day, how much strain are you getting? This is based on your maximum heart rate, and you'll be able to change your maximum heart rate in more section if you've actually done a test to see where it is. But this is kind of how much strain and optimal strain your body can take on today. You can go ahead and see what your average strain has been the past couple days, your average heart rate, and your overall calories burned. I take all this information with a grain of salt. It's just a data point. Cool, those are kind of our tabs at the top, right? This is the top row. We just covered those. Next, at the bottom, we did a little bit of coaching, right? If you want to go to the coaching section, you're going to have your strain coach, your strength trainer, your sleep coach, your health monitor, and monthly performance assessments. Very detailed. You also have community, which is Whoop Teams. We talked about that. The more, which is going to have even more settings and things that you can do. Strain coach. This is going to tell you how much ideal strain you want to take on based on your recovery. The lower your recovery, the lower the strain recommendation is going to be. And strain right now is calculated on two things. One is your heart rate. So if you have a higher heart rate, you're going to get a higher strain, whether it's working out, not working out, whatever it is. Whoop is tracking your heart rate 24/7. And then the second piece is the strength trainer. So based on your strength training workouts, it's going to give you a muscle strain as well. But that requires you to actually activate that and input the workouts as you're doing them. At least right now that is. So you can go ahead and start your generic activities up here if you'd like. If you're doing a strength training workout, you want to tap the strength trainer. And you're going to have your Whoop workouts, which are already pre-made. Let's say I want to be like Michael Phelps. So we've got a 30-minute intermediate workout. We've got a ton of other options from other high-level athletes as well as like generic workouts that I want to do. So I'm going to tap Michael Phelps. I can see what the exercises are. It's going to explain to me how long it takes, the total number of sets. I tap next. And if I want to, I can go ahead and change it. You can manually create this as well. You know, if I want to update this, I can go hit the plus sign. Maybe I'm a bro. I got to add in my bench press, dude. Barbell bench press, because you know, if you don't do barbell bench every day, what are you doing? Selected exercises. We're going to add that one to the end. So now we have a superset of like lat pulls. It's going to tell me the number of reps. I can add in the weights as well so I can see how well I'm doing over time. We got to get in our reps of 15. This can take a while, right? Because you have to go in and update everything one by one. You can add a set if you need to, right? And if I need to combine this with this superset above, I can. If I need it to be separate, maybe I need it with the dips. I can move that in, add the superset. Now it's a part of that superset. We've got all three things, right? 3 rounds. Cool, now I can save. And then I'm ready to go. I can tap start workout. It's gonna tell me which wrist it's on. I usually wear it on my left. If you're wearing it on your bicep, you'll have to swap it out to your wrist. At least that's how it works right now. You go ahead and tap continue. It's gonna give you a countdown and then the warm up begins. You know, get your little light cardio, whatever it is. You can go ahead and see all your exercises. tap start first set, it's going to start to measure. So we're doing wide grip front pull. Let's try to do this without the weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. End set. And now I'm resting. So it's going to have a rest count timer. Once I'm ready to go, let's say I take usually, probably 1 to 3 minutes of rest. If I'm ready to go, next set. Set 2, active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. End set. Now it's going to go to the next thing, right? This is a superset, so I'm switching back between the two. I can go ahead and see which one I'm at right now. If I need to update the weights, I can go ahead and tap 200 pounds because that's how much weight I do. And you can go put those in as you're working out. Once we're done, let's just hop here. We're going to open this bad boy up. We're just going to jump to the bench press because we don't really want to do anything else today. We're at the live session, bench press. We ended it, start set. Boom, end workout. Now I'm going to say my perceived exertion, my RPE for that entire workout. Save changes to my routine if I want to. End workout based on my heart rate as well as the movement in the accelerometer on my wrist. I kind of cheated, so we're not going to get the most perfect number here. But that is how the strength trainer works. Next is the sleep coach, which we talked about, setting the alarm. Health monitor, which we also talked about. Next, performance assessment. So when you do the journal, you're going to get monthly as well as weekly performance assessments. And this is a great place to get a deeper dive and understand how are your lifestyle behaviors impacting your recovery, everything else in life. So monthly, July, it's going to give me a PDF where I can view all my metrics and data. It goes super in depth. It's going to give me trends over the last couple of months as well. You can dive into each one and kind of get a better idea. My favorite part is to kind of come look at, after you start tracking for a long time, you can kind of get a better idea where your recovery, your strain, your sleep performance, training behaviors, like am I overtraining or undertraining? I like the physiological response section, like how is my resting heart rate and my heart rate variability changing over time? Clearly it's just like going up and down a little bit. I haven't been consistent with improving it. And then there's also the weekly report, which will give me day strain, sleep consistency, kind of like stats about this week in a more mobile friendly format. I'll look at this. My favorite one for this one is the sleep consistency. Like, am I going to bed and waking up at the same time? Because that can be really critical to having good sleep. And then the insights, which are now live updating every 90 days. So this is my new favorite part. You can see what's helping or hurting your recovery scores. So this is super valuable to see. Is my behavior helping or hurting me? When I see the data, it just reinforces the fact that I should do this more or do this less. All right, remember to customize your journal behaviors. That is the #1 feature to use. Next is the More tab. So here is where you can sign up. I have Whoop Pro, so I get 1 free item every 3 months. I can go ahead and see what's available. You can switch to annual billing. If you're paying month to month, make sure to save your money and do annual. If you want to extend your membership, you can do that here, as well as a whole bunch of other accessories. Follow them on social. That's all here. If you want to refer a friend, you can do that. Yeah, if you want to buy a Whoop membership for a friend, you can gift that here. And then inside of my account, this is where I can see my Whoop Pro, the membership plan I'm on right now, my membership extension, what credit card you have on file that you're paying for, your profile information. Make sure to keep your height and weight accurate on the Whoop. If you need to use Apple Health, that's a great way to make sure that you're getting the most accurate data as well. Whoop Labs, if you want to sign up for anything that's like research-based, there is an actual physical Whoop Lab studio. If you want to go, hit them up, be like, Shervin said I could do a test here. I want to go do a test. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Device settings, if you want to change the name of your Whoop, turn on the broadcast heart rate stuff is also here. App settings, if you want to change your notifications, I like to minimize the number of notifications. The activity settings, this is where you can update your max heart rate. So if you know what your exact max heart rate is, you can change that here, and that will modify how strain is calculated. Activity detection, this can automatically start to learn what activities you're doing based on, your heart rate as well as the motion. So this is really cool. If you have it on, it'll start to learn over time. It's not going to be perfect, but it will get better. The journal feature settings are also here. If you want to turn it off, you can. I think this is the most valuable thing. Keep it on, update it, customize it. And if you're a female, you can use the menstrual cycle coaching as well. Integrations. I love using the Strava integration. I actually have it so it only sends my functional fitness, my weightlifting, and my sauna workouts, I think, to Strava. Everything else I import via Apple Health from my Apple Watch. But here you can customize what photo gets published, what activities get published. Really fun way to have another social experience. Training Peaks. If you want to send or receive your data to Training Peaks, if you're training for something, I also use this as well. It sends all my sleep data from my Whoop to Training Peaks, and then my coach can actually see it and be like, hey, why aren't you sleeping? Apple Health. highly recommend you turn this on. Make sure to set certain settings. So if I go to health, I can tap the little icon on the top here, go to apps and services, and then find Whoop. So scroll all the way down, Whoop. And this is where you can decide what you want Whoop to be able to write to Apple Health and what you want it to read. So right now, I don't have it write my workouts because I just want it to read the workouts from the Apple Watch. So it's going to send all the other information, but it's going to read a whole bunch of other stuff. So you can use this for the journal feature. You can use this to set the workouts. I think I have workouts here. So anytime I start and stop a workout on my Apple Watch, it's going to automatically sync to the Whoop app. So that's what I love about the Apple Health integration. So if you're wearing a separate like Garmin, Apple Watch, send that data to Apple Health and then have Whoop read it from Apple Health. Then you don't need to start and stop your workouts inside the Whoop app. Data export. I'm so happy they added this, but now you can export all of your data. It's not just theirs. Goals. If you want to change your goals, you can do that here. I just want to optimize performance. Pregnancy coaching. This is beta. Hopefully, if I meet someone, we can test this feature out. And then hide metrics. This is really cool. If you're about to race, do some kind of big event, and you don't want to see your recovery and sleep, you can tap hide recovery metrics. And now, when you go to the homepage, you're not going to be showing that data, right? It's going to be hidden. And hopefully that's not going to impact your mental psyche, and it's not going to change how you think. So that's really valuable if you're like, well, I still want to wear the Whoop, but I don't want to see the data. I want to make it a little bit harder. Go to more and change and hide your metrics. Services questions. If you have questions, hit the chat box here if something is not working. That's the best way to get help from the Whoop support, not in the comments here. Tutorials. If there's something that I didn't explain here, go watch it here. Or if I'm not doing the best job, all that information will be there. If you do plan to get a Whoop, use my link, my referral link, join.whoop.com/Shervin. That's going to help support this channel so I can continue making videos like this. You get 1 month free. So one thing that I really like is that Whoop reads my height and weight from Apple Health. So my height's obviously not going to change, but I do have a smart scale that writes my weight to Apple Health, and then Whoop will read that and update it. So that way the calculations are always up to date. I highly recommend you get a smart scale, wear yourself from time to time, just so you make sure you have the right weight on all of your wearables. I can even link a super cheap one down below. They're like 10, 20 bucks. And it just keeps you in check, right? If you start to trend in terms of gaining weight, you're like, whoa, we need to change something. Or if you're losing weight and that wasn't your plan, you can change something. Let me know in the comments below. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Strava at Shervin Shares. So make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications. I'm going to keep making really cool videos. If you want to see another in-depth video of another product, let me know and I'll try to make that for you. Peace.